So this is the Magnificat. I'm not going to read it all to you, but it's the Theotokos, a woman born in occupied Palestine, talking about how he has brought down rulers from their thrones and exalted the humble. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent away the rich empty-handed. Right? Strong. Theotokos actually was a defender of a city. She drove away the invading Turks from Constantinople. This, who my friend's child made me, is the Chi-Rho. Constantine had his men paint this on their shields, and he stopped through power and the sword the oppression and slaughter and mass murder and genocide of Christians. Here's St. George. Better not mention him, you know. Terrible. He was in the army, and he died for his faith. The dragon represents his struggle with the devil. He was murdered under Diocletian. Yet, Jesus in Protestantism is depicted, especially in evangelicalism, is emasculated. There's no images like this. They don't even like the Chi-Rho, which was the battle standard for the Christian armies fighting against the pagan armies. Yes, it took 400 years of uninterrupted Islamic aggression for the Crusades to kick off. But the Vikings needed to be crushed. They were not warriors, they were raiders that killed defenseless people and had human sacrifice. But now we have to apologize for everything. Protestantism has emasculated Christ and Christianity. Christ would be arrested for hate speech nowadays. Drove people out of the temple with a bullwhip. Called the Pharisees hypocrites and liars, blighted and whited sepulchres, full of dead men's bones, snakes and rats. He wasn't talking about religion. Christ was for religion. He wasn't for hypocrites. And none of the saints were either. The blood of the martyrs is the seeds of the church. Right? Oh, that's extremist talk. No. I've not come to bring peace but a sword. The sword is meant for us, is meant for the believer, for us to be martyred by the unbeliever. Christ never commanded violence. And I'm sick and tired of Christians, so-called Christians from these progressive churches, from, Mars Hill Church and, Rob Bell and all that, apologizing for Christianity or saying that, the early Christians or zealous Christians are just like Islamic terrorists. I believe Pope Francis said that Christian missionaries in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th century were just like ISIS. Please tell me that that's wrong, that he did not say that. But Western Christianity has totally emasculated Christ, Christianity, and the church. The church is our mother. Christ, they've cut off Christ's balls, and they've emasculated Christianity. I tell people, take up this symbol, the Chi-Rho. Look to St. George, and look to the words of the greatest woman who ever lived, the favorite person of any Orthodox Christian, the Magnificat. This was a death sentence for her to say this. A 15-year-old girl in occupied Palestine saying that the rulers are going to be thrown down, the rich are going to be sent away empty-handed, and the humbled will be exalted. This sounds like it comes out of the mouth of a guerrilla fighter from Northern Ireland or El Salvador or something. Who castrated Christianity? In the East, it's not castrated. It's a manly thing to have a family, to have many children, to not cheat on your wife, to not spend hundreds of dollars on clothes and hair products, because you're a man. You work, you have a wife, you have children, and you die a good death. And if they lived well, then they died well, not and happily ever after. Peace to you. Who castrated Christianity? Was it the East?